everybody, it's Corey G. Another episode of Core Connection. Today's topic is learning to trust after being burned, which most of us have been in that place where we've been burned and often understand the difficulty of learning to trust again. So I want to share what are some ways to start to do that and how to heal from that so that you can continue to build a strong relationship with yourself and with others, with your business, with your dreams that you're creating, all of that good stuff. So if you are around, say hello. Okay, so where this is coming from for me is actually in the context of working with mentors. And so I've actually worked with quite a few mentors over the course of my beginning. Even before I started my business, I was working with coaches as I was going down the road of, the work that I was in was satisfying on some levels, but not satisfying on all the levels. And so I was working with a coach to help me discern what the right next path was. And then since then, of course, worked with other coaches for different things to help me in my business. And the last couple coaches I've worked with have taught me some valuable lessons in the context of being burned and learning to trust yourself. And this is challenging because often when we hire someone, we place them on a pedestal, and these coaches in particular were pretty high-level coaches, pretty significant investments, which of course only elevates the status we place on them. And understanding when that happens, for me anyway, and for a lot of clients that I've worked with too, is like we almost start to let them manage our power, that they somehow have all the answers, they have all the secrets, and we don't have access to that, which is why we hired them. But when we do that, we shift the balance of power and we end up stop taking as much responsibility for ourselves perhaps, and default to thinking maybe, their way is the way because the way I've been doing it hasn't worked. And so it must be something with me. But what happens a lot of times is we enter into this relationship off kilter. So if you're hiring someone, whether it's a mentor, a coach, a therapist, whoever it might be, some sort of person to guide you on your journey, if you're hiring them out of a place of being already in a place of being burned and perhaps feeling a little bit desperate, then what happens is you're hiring them out of a place of fear. And when we hire someone out of a place of fear, we automatically shift the power balance. So we automatically place ourselves on a lower level, a lower status, and place this person that we hired in a high status, which means entering into the relationship, often we defer and sort of suppress our own best judgments and our own inner knowing, because what has gotten us to the place where we are has been maybe we've made some bad decisions or maybe haven't made the best choices. And so we're already coming from a place of a little bit of self-doubt, of not quite trusting ourselves because we're looking at this pattern of, maybe haven't made the best decisions. And so when you enter into this relationship and you're already coming from a place of not trusting yourself, then of course you're placing a lot of trust in this person who's working with you. And what happens is we often lose our sense of power, our sense of voice. And so with this particular coach, what I noticed is her methods weren't working for me, and they weren't anything new. They were all methods I had done myself, I had done with other coaches previously. And so maybe that was part of it, that I was like, oh, this isn't, great. What I thought she did was different. It's not that different, which is usually the case. It's just maybe the packaging looks different. Anyway, understanding, this isn't working for me. And instead of saying, this isn't working for me, and this is what, I need from you, I defaulted to just do it her way, just follow her lead. She must know because she's had success and I haven't had the kind of success she's had. And so I didn't push back, which again, just increased my doubt in myself and my distrust in myself. And then her methods of, there's some manipulation around shame in the coaching world of blaming yourself for everything. Like, why are you choosing this? And you're addicted to this and something. And again, attached to that is this idea that there's something wrong with you and you must be fundamentally flawed because now you're working with this person and you're still not having success, which then creates more distrust within yourself and more internal battle and more of that self-loathing of like, gosh, there is really something wrong with me. And really, that isn't the place where transformation occurs. It doesn't occur in this place of coming from hating yourself, not trusting yourself, and thinking someone else has the answers and someone else is going to save you. That's not the environment for transformation. So what ended up happening was I had to get to the deepest level of this isn't working. Great, I just made this huge investment and now I don't really have a whole lot to show for it, and turn the mirror back on me and say, why wasn't I advocating for a different way? Why wasn't I asking for what I need? Why wasn't I asking for the kind of support that I really would have helped me, instead of just kind of taking whatever she was giving? And so it helped me see it just wasn't the right coach for me. Her methods just weren't for me, and it might work for her other clients, and that's wonderful, but it wasn't for me. And it was for me to start to understand I have to own what I need, what kind of support I need, and to be cognizant of what is the space and energy you're in when you're making those decisions to hire someone, and what is it that you're actually seeking when you're looking to hire someone. And to step back and ask yourself, am I doing this out of a place of fear and desperation, or am I coming from a place of empowerment? This is what I need. I've done my research, and this is the kind of support that works the best for me, and I'm going to ask for it, and this is the person that I know works in a way that really aligns with me and the energy that I actually like to be around. Then yes, I'm ready to commit. And so it's taking ownership of all of the elements that go into hiring someone and the place that you're in when you're deciding whether it's the right opportunity for you to invest or it's the right person for you to invest in. And also realizing for you, and what I realized for me was that shame doesn't work for me. Not at all. It just makes me feel more ashamed. And hiring someone in a negative state just perpetuates the negative state. And so what I had to do was turn it all around and really start to come back to what I knew, which was what I had learned, years ago when I was healing myself from a decade-long battle with eating disorders and body shame, was the only way through anything you're going through is to really dig into you. And that's what I've been on this path, and I lost my path, unfortunately, for a while. When I first started my coaching practice, it's all about that core connection, that connection with you. That is the only way to true transformation and healing. Because as soon as you start to place your worth and value and your success outside of you, you'll easily fall for any shiny object that, the quick fix, the secret formula, this overnight success, and it doesn't work, because real change happens on a cellular level, on an energetic level, and it takes time. And so coming back to that place of connecting with your higher self, connecting with your inner knowing that deep down you do know the right way and what you need and how to get there. It's having the right guide in that relationship with you to ask the right questions and to give you the kind of support that really helps you grow and develop into the person you're meant to be. And so really it's being able to be with yourself in those moments when it feels like everything's falling apart, and to hold on to yourself instead of run away and grab the first quick fix you can find. And it's having the courage to be curious instead of critical. And it's being brave enough to do the work to forgive yourself, to learn to trust yourself again, to build that trust over time, and to see that you are creating a relationship, and that relationship is going to take some time to heal and to rebuild. And are you in it for the long haul? And will you stay in it for the long haul instead of abandon yourself when you find the next challenge comes along and you reach for the next quick fix or the next person that's going to fix you? Can you really stay with you no matter what? Because that's the key to lasting success. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Where have you felt like you've been burned? And it could be in a mentoring relationship, a coaching relationship, or it could be in a personal relationship. How many times have we been in situations where we got involved maybe with the person that we thought was the right person for us at the time, and it turns out they weren't? And then again, when that happens, we start to lose trust in ourselves. Well, I really thought, I was more clear with this person, and I thought I had good head on my shoulders, and I saw all the things I needed to see, and was clear about what I wanted, and yet it still didn't work. And so, of course, we start to lose trust in ourselves in those situations as well. And so, even in those situations, it's coming back to you, rebuilding that trust with you, forgiving yourself for abandoning yourself in certain situations, in certain instances, and doing the work to reconnect at that core level with your higher self and your inner knowing, and know that you're guided and you're on the right path. And this was just someone who was here to teach you a lesson. And know that there are some people that just aren't for you, and that there's other people who are there for you to really help you see who you truly are. And how can you start to be that person for you? Cool? Okay. So if you are in a place where you're feeling burned in your career, in your relationships, maybe even in your relationship with yourself, which is one of the most challenging relationships we will ever have, and one that often becomes the most complicated relationship we ever have, and you're ready to do the work to really heal on a deep soul, cellular level, energetic level, to really start to become the person you're meant to be, the person that is willing to do the work and to show up and be all of them all the time, everywhere, and to be all in on who they are in every situation, no matter what. So reach out and let me know, and I'll put a link below. You can book a call with me, because I would love to help you really get to the point where you can be comfortable in your own skin and confident and connected to your inner knowing and connected to your higher self, and taking actions and making decisions that are in your highest good in every situation, and really living from a place of power and truth and authority in all you do and in all you are, and being the type of person that you truly desire to be. All right. Thanks so much for being here. Talk to you soon.